Hey everybody, this is Wendy at the Broken Needle Quilt Shop in Bunn, North Carolina. And this is a sampler quilt that I designed called For the Birds. This is going to be an 8-part series of videos that will walk you through how to create each block individually, step by step. So let's get started. So this is the Whirlybird block, and we need 4 3-inch by 5.5-inch rectangles. You'll also need 4 squares of colors of your choosing. If you want to do it the way I have done it, you will need 4 blocks, and they need to be 3-inch squares. Also, we're going to make 4 half-square triangles. So you will need, out of these colors, you'll need 2 each of one color, 4-inch square, and then 2 each of the other color 4-inch squares. So let's make the half square triangle blocks first. I'm going to put this light color down and use a quilter's wand, magic wand. You don't have to use this. If you have another tool, you can use that. I'm going to use the friction pin and draw a line on one side and then again on the other side, and then do this again with this next light color. Make sure you're turning it over and do it on the wrong side, not the pretty side. Now we're going to take our light square, put it wrong side down on top of the darker one. Then I'm going to take both of these to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew just inside the line. You can sew on the line. I like to go a little bit on to the left of the line. It gives me more wiggle room. I'm going to chain piece this, so that means I'm going to stop with my needle down, take the next one, and continue to sew. And again, to save time, they're chained on this side. Now I just need to turn them around and sew this way. Now I need to cut these apart. I'm going to use my cutting gizmo. Those are cut now. And now I just need to cut them from corner to corner in half. Now I have my 4 half square triangles. Need to set our seam. I'm going to move these out of the way so I have room. And then I'm going to flip them over because we're going to press to the dark. Now we need to trim these. We're going to square them up. We want them to be 3 inches. So you can use any ruler. You can use a big one or a smaller one, which is what I'm going to do. This one is a 4.5-inch ruler. I'm going to place my ruler, the diagonal line, on my seams, and look around here. I need to square it up to 3 inches. Well, 3 is right there. So I just can slide it down here. I've got plenty of room to work here. So now slide it down here. You see these squares are kind of big, and that gives us, if you ever want to make a half square triangle, whatever your finished size is, add 1 inch to your squares that you're going to start with. And that'll give you plenty of room to square it down to the size you need. So you might be losing a little bit, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So now we have a 3-inch half square triangle, and when we sew it in, it's going to shrink down because you're going to lose a 1/4 inch on each side. So the first thing we need to do is take one of our rectangles and sew it right sides together with a half square triangle, and we're going to use a 1/4 inch seam. And now I'm going to take the other one, the other half square triangle, and put it right side down on our rectangle. And I'm going to jump down to this row because I don't feel like getting up right now. Haha. Put our rectangle down on top of the half square triangle and use a 1/4 inch seam. And another half square triangle on top of the rectangle. And now we have our top row and our bottom row. Next thing I'm going to do is sew these together. So I need to take this dark piece and put it on top of this square and the yellow on top of the blue. And I'm going to put them under the sewing machine and sew them together using a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to chain piece these, so I'm going to leave those squares under the foot and add these two. Now I'm going to use my cutting gizmo that has the blade up here so that I can cut these apart. And now I'm going to put them in the correct layout, and I'm going to press the seams in opposite directions. So this one's going to go to the right and this one's I'm going to press to the left. Place them right sides together and nest the seams. You need to lock the seams in, get those threads out of the way so you can see. And you should be able to feel them locking in together. And I'm going to take a needle and put it in the stitches. It comes right out the other side, and now place it at a diagonal so that it will lay flat. And we're going to use a 1/4 inch seam . And now we need to press this block. So you wiggle these in opposite directions. This little block forms in the center and it lays nice and flat. I'm going to set the seam on this side. And then I'm going to flip it over and use some best press . So now, the next thing we need to do is sew this rectangle and this rectangle to each side. This rectangle, right side on top of the square center block, 1/4 inch seam. Flip it around and do the same on this side. Whirlybird is a whirl. So now we need to show this to this and this to this. I'll bring this over here to my ironing mat. And as we have done before, these seams are going to be pressed in opposite directions. Because this is a darker color versus this light, I'm going to press it towards the darker color. So that means This one is going to be pressed that way. And this one will be pressed towards this dark. And don't forget your best press. So now it's working out as pressing to the dark. This went to the dark, to the dark. These are going to be pressed towards the dark. And that will also create an opposite seams here so that we can nest these together. I can put these right sides together, and we're going to nest this seam and get a pin. And we also want to nest this seam. Now these are laying nice and flat, and I can start to sew a 1/4 inch seam. And you can see how pretty the top is. The top row, they all nest right together perfectly. And get my hair off of there. Okay. And now we're going to do the same on this side. So I need to press these again towards the dark. This has already been pressed because we did that already. So now I just need to press it towards the dark down here. So I'm going to set the seam. Lay them right sides together, and we need a couple of needles or pins, whichever one you want to call it, a needle or a pin. Needles go in the machine, pins to pin the fabric together, but I keep calling them the same thing, a needle and a pin, or a pin and a needle. Sounds like a good song. Needle and pin. Oh, I think there is a song like that already, haha. And turned out pretty, didn't it? Let's go press it, and then we're done with the Whirlybird. Press these in opposite directions to help them lay flatter. You can wiggle it if it doesn't want to pop this way. You get confused, you can tell that it wants to go this way, so carefully, there should be a thread here that's probably keeping it from wanting to go where I want it to go. Can pop that little thread and then it should lay down. But be careful when you do that, because you don't want to rip through the block. Now I'm going to put some best press on here and press it really good. Pressing means press up and down, not side to side. If you go like this, all of your blocks will get wonky and they won't be all nice and pretty and flat. Ta-da! Whirlybird block complete.